Mavericks 1D Charles Rexarbogost, AP-NBA Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum announces that the Dallas Mavericks had won the 5th pick during the NBA basketball draft lottery Tuesday, May 15, 2018, in Chicago. AP photo, Charles Rexarbogost by Eddie Sefko, staff writer at Sefko Chicago. Tanking took a beating at the NBA draft lottery on Tuesday, and the Mavericks were one of the main teams feeling the whip. The Mavericks, who went 2-12 down the stretch while playing young players, essentially sacrificing victories to get experience for their underlings and also protect their best chance for a high pick in the draft, dropped from 3rd to 5th in the lottery. Remember, owner Mark Cuban was fined $600,000 by the NBA for publicly talking about losing being the Mavericks' best option. It certainly didn't pay off Tuesday. It extended a franchise-long trend. Mavericks have never moved up when they've been participants in the lottery, no matter how good their chances. Mavericks mock draft: what will the first 8 picks look like? Meanwhile, Sacramento's, a team that went a relatively respectable 9-12 down the stretch and had only a 5.3% chance of moving up to no. 18.3 chance of moving ahead of Dallas, jumped from 7th to 2nd in the draft order. Atlanta, which went 3-3 in April to pull into a tie with the Mavericks at 24-58 but lost the tiebreaker, also jumped ahead of the Mavericks from 4th to 3rd. Memphis, which was in tank mode for the last 3 months of the season, dropped 2 spots to 4th, in Chicago, which went 3-11 down the stretch to boost its lottery chances, dropped a spot from 6th to 7th. It was that kind of night. Big losers lost bigger, except for the Phoenix Suns, of course. They had the best chance at the top pick and that paid off as they held serve and will likely take DeAndre Ayton with the top selection. As for the Mavericks, as much as those 58 losses hurt this season, they suffered even greater pain from the lottery gods. The group of players they will be looking at with the 5th overall pick will not include Ayton, Luka Doncic or Marvin Bagley. They'll be long gone, most likely. Instead, the Mavericks will be looking at these players: Texas's Mo Bamba, Duke's Wendell Carter, Missouri's Michael Porter, Michigan State's Jaren Jackson and perhaps Oklahoma's Trae Young. Not the sort of reward they were hoping for after a 24-58 season. Upon hearing the results as the Mavericks representative on the stage, Vice President of Basketball Operations Michael Finley wasn't happy. "I really wanted to get up and leave at that point and demand a recount," Finley said. "But I stayed professional. Actually, it could have been 6th, so it's not that bad. 5th technically was the spot that the Mavericks had the best chance to finish at, 29%. They had a 23.8% chance at 4th and only a 13.8% chance at finishing with the top pick. Their chance to pick 6th was only 4.5%. So the Mavericks will have to do a lot of homework to make sure they get this draft right. They have been in the lottery 2 years running, and to say it's getting old would be an understatement. Hard to believe Sacramento has been in this thing 12 years in a row. Maybe it's a citywide holiday there. At any rate, the mood was not good with the Mavericks. Orlando Senior Vice President Pat Williams, who has been coming to lotteries since back when the Magic got Shaquille O'Neal, said he was sitting with Mavericks assistant general manager Keith Grant when the lottery took place in a back room away from the lights and stage of the televised portion of the event. The Mavericks can still get the draft right, and it may come down to these 2 prospects. It was pretty disappointing for them, and us, Williams said. But that's why they call it a lottery. Finley said the Mavericks don't have a position in mind yet for the draft pick, although this draft is well stocked with big men. but he said there are no guarantees anywhere in the draft. You can miss. I think Portland missed when they picked Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan, but that's coming from a Bulls fan, said Finley, a Chicago native. We just have to choose the best fit for us to get us over the hump. It's a deep draft with some great young talent. At the 5th pick, I think we'll still get a pick that will come in and help us immediately and hopefully keep us from being back here again next year. Pick Team 1, Phoenix 2, Sacramento 3, Atlanta 4, Memphis 5, Dallas 6, Orlando 7, Chicago 8, Cleveland 9, New York 10, Philadelphia 11, Charlotte 12, LA Clippers 13, LA Clippers 14, Denver Roy Tarpley, Randy White, Doug Smith, Jim Jackson, Jamal Mashburn, Jason Kidd, Cherokee Park, Samaki Walker, Robert Traylor, Eton Thomas, Kelly Olynyk, Dennis Smith Jr. Top NBA Lottery Prospect Breakdowns No. 10, Mikal Bridges, SF, SG number 9, Colin Sexton, PG number 8, Trae Young, PG number 7, Wendell Carter, C, PF No. 6, Mohamed Bamba, C No. 5, Michael Porter Jr., SF number 4, Jaren Jackson Jr., C, PF number 3, Luka Doncic, SG, SF number 2, Marvin Bagley 3, PF number 1, DeAndre Ayton, C.